Scott, always an opportunity to look at players. You made 11 changes. What do you think?
Yeah, lots to be encouraged by. I thought, in terms of in possession in the first half, I thought we were really good. Second half became a long half for us. We had a lot of the play without the ball, which isn't normally us. But yeah, I think there's a lot to be encouraged by. A couple of good goals from Ellis. And Craig became the hero at the end, which was pleasing. He's obviously not played a lot of football, so it was nice for him to get out and have a game, and of course became the hero at the end, so pleased for him.
Yeah, just another word on him, because he was obviously frozen out. He went to Stevenage, and I suppose when a new head coach comes in, it's an opportunity for everyone. Tom McGill has kind of got the shirt, but there's an opportunity there for everybody, I'm imagining.
For sure, it's a clean slate. Exactly that. Nathan's been good around the place and trained really well. But he's played some football, he played the Watford game, the Colchester game, and Craig hasn't. So I just felt it was fair for Craig to get a game tonight. I spoke to Nathan before the game, or a couple of days before the game, to let him know of my plans. He was obviously disappointed because they all want to play. And I get that. I want them to be disappointed. But he also understood. And they're good professionals, and they're good lads. And, Craig did well tonight and became the hero at the end. So I'm pleased for him. And, but like you say, it's a clean slate for everybody.
I'm not going to go through the whole team, but Dean Lewington, I don't. We were talking before. I don't know or remember too many times he's been a kind of a set piece king, but he put in some decent balls tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, he was very good, wasn't he? He just kind of knows the game inside out, doesn't he? He took his penalty really well as well, But yeah, put some great balls in, and I think that Dean's just that experienced player who's got kind of know-how. Just knows where to be and at what point to be at that position, and very rarely turned the ball over. Just a kind of solid performance from him, as you would expect.
A lot of players, I suppose, to pick through. Is it difficult when there's a lot of changes made? Maybe what's the word I'm looking for? Cohesion's not quite there because they're not used to playing together.
Yes, but the longer we have them on the training ground, we want to get to the point where you see that team playing exactly the same as the team that play on a Saturday, which I think there was moments in that game where you did see that, but we're not there yet. We're not had that many opportunities to coach the players because we've had Saturday, Tuesday games, and it's been thick and fast, and we've kind of recovered and prepared. And not actually coached. So, when we get clear weeks, it'll be good for me and my staff to get on the training ground and get some real detail into every single player. And then when we play these games, you'll be able to see a squad of players who know kind of what the remit of how we play is. And at the moment, you saw bits of that tonight, but not enough. But it's early. But no, listen, there's lots that I was pleased about.
Looking down that, especially the 11 you picked, I think there's only one or two. Singh Hardit, who hasn't played too much, but I think every other player would hope to play some part in the coming season, be in the team. There's a big squad of players here. It's a good squad of players.
Yeah, that's why you build a squad. You build a squad because there's 50 odd games a season. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be dips in form. There's going to be suspensions. You need these players. You need a squad in order for you to get through a season. We've got quite a big number here. I think there's 37 professionals, which is a big number. We have to look at that and maybe think about how that looks moving forward. But like you say, you need a squad to get through a season. Like I say, there's 50 odd games and they come thick and fast. And kind of the conditioning that's needed now to play professional football is through the roof, and it's difficult to keep playing and playing like every minute of every game. And of course, it's almost impossible to do that. So that's why we have a squad.
Players far higher up the pyramid, talks of strikes and all sorts of things. You play quite a few games at this level as well, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. No, exactly right. I don't know how many games there is in the season with the cup games and the FA Cup. It depends on how you get on in that. Obviously, when got there yet with the FA Cup, but there's over 50 games a season, which is crazy to think about that, you know. But it's good, you know. We want competition. We want players to play in these games tonight, and I enjoyed tonight because it gave me an opportunity to run my eye over some players that I've not actually seen in real game time. So it was good for me.
And you got a couple of points, which is unusual, but you got 2 points tonight, so kind of keeps it going for this competition for Leyton Orient coming up.
A win's a win. Don't worry about the points. A win's a win, and that's a win. We got more goals than they did, so we won the game as far as I'm concerned. So we have to have a winning mentality here, which I'm trying to build really quickly, and I want the players to feel that. And I've just gone in the dressing room and said, we won the game, so well done, you know. And we have to celebrate the times that we do win, and then be disappointed when we don't. And that's what I want. I want a winning mentality throughout the building.
There were some good penalties, weren't there?
Really good penalties, yeah. Some amazing penalties, you know. Even MJ sort of like just skimmed the bar, didn't it? You know, but he put a lot behind it and obviously just leant back really. But it, you know, but yeah, really good penalties, and of course Craig being the hero. So yeah, pleased with that.
Thank you.
What did you make of the youngsters tonight? Obviously, Damarai coming in, making his first start. I thought he was really impressive in midfield.
Damarai showed real maturity within his performance, certainly with the ball, and a real honesty without the ball. You know, he kind of pressed aggressively, and sometimes he pressed the wrong man, but wasn't it actually his fault. He actually, you know, was a real honest performance from him. And yeah, you can see he's going to be a very good player. You know, he got a bit of a knock at the end there, which was disappointing for him. But yeah, he's going to be a very good player. But no, I thought all the young boys who actually played in the game and the ones that come on, I thought they did really well. Really pleased with them.
And of course, taking on an under-21 side, these are the guys that they'll probably be playing week in, week out for the academy. And you know, didn't look out of place, did they?
Yeah, for sure. It's the lifeblood of the club. You know, these academy players coming through. It's what the future looks like. You know, and the academy coach is doing a fantastic job. You know, it's important that we have that pathway through into the first team, and nights like tonight kind of make that easier, make that transition easier. And like I've said before, I'm a manager that will play these players if they're good enough, and these boys did really well tonight, so pleased about that.
Looked quite a nasty one for Callum Tripp though, a muscle pull, I think.
Yeah, it was his groin actually. Which is obviously disappointing because he's been outstanding. He's not got on the pitch in terms of the league games yet, but you kind of have the feeling that in a minute he will. But yeah, I was disappointed because we don't know. It's obviously too soon to see the seriousness of that injury at the moment. But I'm hoping it's not going to be a serious one, obviously, because he's a good player for us, and you could see tonight he's got some real quality, hasn't he? You know, he defended the box really well. Made some unbelievable last-ditch tackles, but also was really comfortable and calm on the ball. Very good player for the football club.
And I think the likes of Sam Sherring, Ellis Harrison and Joe Pritchard not had an awful lot of football recently. I assume taking them off, you're managing them and looking out for them. Yeah,
we kind of earmarked Sam to come off at half-time, but there was something that I wanted to see a little bit more in the second half, so I just kept him on for another 5 or 6 minutes. Pritch was always going to probably come off at some point. Ellis obviously has had a bit of a layoff, obviously with the sending off, so he was going to always probably share the minutes with Tommy Lee. So yeah, there was kind of earmarked changes for me before the game. So yeah, I'm pleased with that, but obviously disappointed with a couple of injuries as well.